Hello everyone. In this video we're going to start talking about a new unit. Actually we're going to talk about we're going to start with a new book, which is Sound and Light book, and we want to start with lesson 1. Unit 1. Lesson 1 is talking about waves. Actually we want to focus on this video on the meaning of, or we want to define what is the wave. We want to distinguish between a wave and its medium. Then we want to differentiate between longitudinal and transverse waves, and then we want to describe properties and give example of mechanical waves and explain the major differences between mechanical and electromagnetic waves. To start our lesson, I want you to open your book with me, page 5. We have four true or false statements. We want to solve them together, like introduction, to test what you know and to test your previous information. Let's start with the first one. The air around you is full of waves. Do you agree with this? The air around us around you is full of waves. Actually this one is false. Okay, ocean waves carry water from hundreds of miles away. Do you agree with this? This one is true. Then, sound waves can travel across outer space. Actually sound waves can travel across outer space. This one is true. Visible light is a wave. Do you agree with this one? This one is true. We will test these four statements if they are correct or wrong. We will start our lesson for today. We want to know what is the meaning of the wave. If we want to talk about the wave, what is the wave? What is the meaning of the wave? The wave actually is a vibration or disturbance in a space. So again, a wave, if we want to define it, is a vibration or disturbance, or as it mentioned in your book, the definition of the wave is a disturbance that transfers energy from one place to another. So this is the definition of the wave. You have to highlight this here in your book. Is the disturbance that transfers energy from one place to another. Let's continue now. Let's continue here. Waves transfers energy, we said, without transferring the matter. So what does that mean? Actually waves here, what does this one mean? If you're talking about many waves travel by disturbing a material, the material then returns to its original place. So what is the medium, the disturbance of the medium? A medium is a material through which a wave travel. This one is very important to know the meaning of the medium. Here highlight the meaning of the medium is a material through which a wave travel. Okay, we can make an example of what is the wave and how to make the waves, to understand what is this wave, by looking at this figure in your book, by using a rope like this and tie the rope with the hand of the door like this, and you start to move this rope up and down, up and down. By making this, the rope is the medium. The rope represent what? The rope represent the medium. So this one here, the rope represent, let's write it here, represent the medium. Okay, let's make it smaller. And here and the wave is the up and down. When you start to move your hand up and down, up and down, here the wave is up and down disturbances. As the part of the rope nearest your hand move, it causes a part next to it to move up and down. So it will start this one. If you move it up, this one start to move, the other particles will move down, up and down, and so on. Okay, so here as you see, the motion of this part of the rope causes the next part to move. In this way the wave moves as disturbance down the whole length of the rope. Okay, if you look at these parts here to understand more about the waves, I want to remove this, just hold on. To understand more about the waves, as you see here, each piece of the rope moves up and down as wave goes by. Okay, then the piece of rope returns to where it was before, and it was up, then it will go down, up and down. Okay, and it will go back as it was before, right? A wave transfer energy from one place to another. It does not transfer matter. The matter will not transfer, only transfer the energy in the waves, right? So the point where the waves is, as you see, this one here is the highest, we call it the crest, and where is the lowest here, we call it what? Trough. So this here rope, the example of rope when you typed, or the rope with the hand of the door, represents how the waves are moving the energy, but not the particles are moving, not the matter itself is moving. Okay, let's continue here about to talk about waves are a transfer of energy. A wave is disturbance that transfer energy, we have mentioned, and some waves, to classify waves, some waves they need a medium to travel through. Some waves they don't need a medium to travel through. For example, some waves they need to travel through a medium, like the sound. Waves they need particles to travel through. But for the light, it doesn't need particles to travel through. This is here how to classify the waves. Actually, you can classify the waves depending what are how to classify the waves depends if they need a medium to travel through or they don't need a medium to travel through. I'm going to show you this one here. So waves are classified by what they move through or how particles move through them. Actually, I want to talk about the first classification, how they move, what they move through. Let's talk about this. We have mentioned the meaning of the medium is the substance that waves travel through and need to have in order to move. Okay. To classify them according to what they move through, the scientists actually they classified waves into two classification. The first one, two categories. The first waves, electromagnetic waves. The second one, mechanical waves. Now we want to know what's the difference between electromagnetic waves and mechanical waves. Actually here, let's look at this one. Electromagnetic waves, waves that can travel through matter or empty space where matter is not present. Actually, they don't always need a matter. They have the ability to travel in space. Example of electromagnetic waves like the visible light, infrared, microwave, radio wave, X-rays, gamma rays, ultraviolet. All of these, they don't need a medium. They have the ability to travel in space. Actually, for these electromagnetic waves, these actually the sunlight travel from the sun. Let's talk about the sunlight travels from the sun to earth through empty space. Although the light waves can travel through a medium, they can also travel without a medium. Light and similar waves are called electromagnetic waves. To be more specific, electromagnetic wave is disturbance in electric and magnetic field. They make disturbance for electric and magnetic field. Let's talk about electric and magnetic field to know example of electric field, like you're talking about the charged particles, the disturbance of the charged particles, okay, and the magnetic field like the one that you feel when you put two magnetic close together and they start to attract each other. They For these waves, example, visible light, radio wave, microwave, ultraviolet, UV light, X-rays. Actually, for these waves, if you're talking about electromagnetic waves, and these are examples of electromagnetic waves, in empty space, all of these waves, they travel at the same speed. Again, all of them. If you're talking about gamma rays, X-ray, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwave, radio wave, they are traveling in space in the same speed, referred as what? The speed of light. The speed of light, which is like, I'm going to write the number. What is the speed of light here? I'm talking about all of them in space, they have the same speed, which is like 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. To the power of 8, I'm going to write it here. Can you imagine how much is the speed? How it's the speed, how much it's fast. Okay, so this is about what? This is the speed of light. All of these of them, not only the light, the visible light that we see, all of them in the space, they have the same what? The same speed. Okay. Next time we will talk about the other classification as we classified them, about the medium they travel through. We talked about the electromagnetic waves. Next time we will talk about the mechanical waves and the other waves, they need a medium. We will talk about them in more details, but today we talked about only electromagnetic waves, the meaning of the wave itself and the meaning of the medium. If you have any question about this, you can send me your question. Thank you for listening.